Hi Aquarius, welcome to Third Eye Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the second half of April 2025 or from whenever you find it. Let's get started. Hey Spirit, please bring messages for Aquarius's highest good. Thank you. So welcome back Aquarius. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. So happy to have you here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I like to get one overall theme from a wild unknown archetype and read from the book. I think it's beautifully written. Hope you enjoy. Today you have the prayer. Page 195. What is prayer? When are we in a state of prayer and when are we not? To whom or what do we pray? Archetypically, the practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time as a remedy for the omnipresent self-centered thinking that spins us toward illusion. Prayer leads us beyond our ego as we move from our little story to the big one. Some say we are in a state of prayer anytime we are not the center of our own thoughts. Others say prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simply surrender or service. Whatever prayer is for you, this card reminds us of its importance. Get quiet, low, humble, and soft. Bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts to the sky. Though it may be uncomfortable, it is time. Nothing else will do. Personally, I think we're in a continuous state of prayer because, well, we are it. It is us. So whatever we're thinking, it's communication with the bigger being. But prayer seems to be more focused, right? Focused thought. My prayers, personally, are of gratitude. They're always leaning in the direction of saying thank you. Thank you for this, and, you know, trying to foster a feeling within myself that feels like optimistically inclined, feels better than the alternative. We're going to open with my mashed up deck. This is Rider-Waite Tarot with some additional major arcana thrown in for fun. On the cut, we have Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, this is it can be a frustrating energy, Seven of Pentacles, because we're just waiting for something to grow. It's a return on investment. Like he's done everything he can possibly do to foster a healthy plant. And, you know, the fruit is ripening, but it's like, not just yet, right? Wheel of Fortune, though, would indicate something's about to break free or turn around. Aquarius energy. Thank you, Spirit. Aquarius, you have the Death and your major arcana, the Star. So Scorpio and Aquarius energy right there. High Priestess as well, showing up. Trusting your intuition. The High Priestess knows all of the mysteries of the universe. She's a very quiet energy, though. The ego is loud. It shouts. Very loud, but the intuition is quiet and you have to soften to hear it. So maybe that was with that prayer work, you know, softening. I do that with my daily deep breathing meditation. The sun on the other side, I'm getting that Doors song, break on through to the other side. With that, it's sort of like clarity. The sun is busting up some confusing energy. The clouds are dissipating there. Judgment now. So yeah, it's a wake-up call. You see the trumpet being blown. Somebody's like, you can't help but to hear it now. Maybe this is you getting in touch with your intuition more and more. So this is the other major arcana, or one of the other major arcanas for Scorpio. We saw the Death a moment ago. Now this is the rebirth, right? So something coming back to life. It's also, like I said, though, a wake-up call and needing to make a decision. First card to hit the table. Oh, Listen, I know this deck has some additional major arcana, right? And so there are 2 temperance cards, but what are the chances that both of them are going to show up at the exact same time, right? Bottom of the deck, energy, and it's your first card on the table. Major arcana for Sagittarius. Now, the energy of temperance is trusting in the process. It is not up to you. Even though sometimes we want to rush the river on something, you see how this temperance angel, it's an angel, right? Pouring these 2 cups back and forth. Cup energy is our heart, right? So that's blending, infusing 2 energies together. Now it's an alchemical process, right? Messages for Aquarius. Spirit, 4 of Cups. Okay. See this person under the chair with their arms crossed, like, stupid cups, right? Like, totally dissatisfied by these cups. Meanwhile, right beside this person is a magical cup appearing from thin air. Literally, a cloud is like, here's a cup. You know, it's the Ace of Cups, but this person can't see it because their attention is on all of the things that suck. And so it's pulling their energy down the drain, and they're missing out on magical things that are literally right there, but they can't see them because, but wakey, eggs and bakey, judgment. Look at that big horn blaring in this person's ears. Like, no, it's time. It's time. It's time to shake off the apathy for somebody. Whether that's you or someone you're interacting with. Moon, pretty much hit in the reverse. I'll take it in the reverse. 9 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So a lot of anxiety, a lot of sleepless nights, perhaps. The moon, that's things that are hidden. It's dark at night. You can't see clearly. Maybe there was just something that this person just wasn't seeing, that they were keeping themselves stuck in, like a holding pattern of regurgitating more of like everything sucks. Well, if you're feeling that way, it's pumping off, and then you're going to get that reflected back at you. So it's like, you know, thoughts have to change here. The sword, 9 of Swords, represents our mind, the way we're thinking. Perception is really everything. I like to say I never lose. I either win or I learn. Scorpio energy, death on the bottom of the deck. So major transformation. It's coming out with High Priestess energy. It's a lot of very heavy spiritual energy, heavy hitting spiritual energies on the table here. Temperance and the High Priestess, right? What is faith? It's feeling like it will happen. And I might not be able to see how it'll happen, but I just, one foot in front of the next, follow the path, right? Of what feels best, right? If it feels off, avoid it. If it feels good, follow it. Yeah, one foot in front of the next. Slowest moving knight in the deck, Knight of Pentacles. As you can see, this horse isn't even moving. He's just standing there, but the fields behind the horse have been plowed. So it's like all this prep work that needed to take place first in order for the ground to accept that seed, that pentacle seed. It first needs to be plowed up, right? And maybe put some fertilizer in there, manure or something, compost or something. Emperor on the bottom of the deck. This is the dawn of the deck. This is the boss. This is major arcana for Aries. Some give it to Scorpio as well, but it's Aries, and we are in Aries season. You see the ram heads. Temperance again. I mean, come on. How many cards are here? And on the table, we only have 6. Temperance twice. It's a process. Trust in the process. Trust in the process. You opened up with the prayer. It's time to find your spiritual roots there, Aquarius. Okay, the other Emperor is showing up now. This deck has 2. And the King of Swords. That is your card, you know, of the court cards. Aquarius is the King of Swords. It's a very firm decision. I mean, look at this person's face. Are you going to change this person's mind? Like, really? No, of course not. It's a firm decision here. taking control of one's life. Listen, there's 5 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, so that's a struggle. That's struggle. And I want to say that it's over because the world is right under that. So we're wrapping up a cycle here of, it's been difficult. You know, there's a reason that somebody was sitting in the 4 of Cups to begin with, sitting in the feeling of like, man, everything fucking sucks, right? Like, there's a reason for it, although we don't want to linger in that. We don't want to sit and marinate in that. It's like, all right, process it, let it go, chin up. Look for, you know, any silver lining, anything you have in your life that you can be appreciative of, even if it's just hot water and a pillow under your head. Let's clarify with the Golden Tarot. On the cut is the moon. So yeah, it's been a long, arduous, dark process. The moon. Major Arcana 4, Pisces. No freaking way. On the other side is the Temperance. It's the 3rd time it's showing up. Okay. Trusting in the process. Look, I know it can be difficult, right? Especially, you know, if we're prone to feeling like we have to control all the moving parts and you know, we should be in control. The Emperor wants control. Sometimes we have to relinquish that just a bit and have faith. And yeah, look, oh, the Lovers on the other side. Major Arcana for Gemini. Did I mention that Temperance is Sagittarius energy? The Magician now. The Magician is another card of Gemini shared with Virgo. 6 of Cups. This is Scorpio energy specifically, I believe, but you could give it to all the water signs. It's an energy of the past, of when times perhaps were more innocent and simpler. These are children. So there's a purity to the connection, an unjaded connection here. Or maybe a yearning for when times were more simple. All right, I didn't even get the words out of my mouth, but clarifying Temperance, we have 6 of Wands, 8 of Coins. So just due diligence, just keep on keeping on. This is what I want to say, and it leads to victory, okay? So again, we have Knight of Pentacles underneath the Temperance. So even though it's moving slowly, it's for a reason. So trust, just have that faith, have that trust, right? Nose to the grindstone, absolutely, is going to lead to a victory. Public recognition, even with that 6 of Wands, could be. Receiving your flowers, receiving awards and accolades. Page of Coins on the bottom of the deck. So slow, small improvements. That's what I'd like to say. 4 of Cups is next. The Hermit. Perfect. Listen, so hermit work. What's the hermit work in the tarot? This is inner work. This is searching one's soul. This is getting quiet and not seeking out other people's opinions, because they really, truly don't always, A, have your best interest at heart, or B, you know, they themselves are suffering from a negative thought trajectory. So they're not going to give you the best advice, right? But somebody's like chomping at the bit here. Again, I got that in Capricorn's reading, to bust free with this Knight of Wands. It's fire energy. It's like, okay, I just want to rush this. I just want to rush through it. I don't want to take the time necessary is something, but Temperance being here twice, and it's directly under the 4 of Cups that we're clarifying, and next to it, because it was the first card on the table. The Moon in the reverse, please. Oh, by the way, the Hermit is Major Arcana for Virgo. King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. That's another repeating card. Clarifying the Moon is the Page of Swords and the Ace of Cups. And look at how this page, right? So the Page of Swords is a leaned back energy. It's somebody who's just kind of like watching, and they're not taking action just yet or speaking or anything, but you see how this Page of Swords is looking over in the direction of that Ace of Cups, almost like, I don't know, can I trust it? And let me just check this out a little bit for, you know. I feel, though, with the king being, oh, wow, under that is the ace of swords. So 2 aces right there. But with the king being on the bottom and another ace, it's like quickly gaining that clarity. Something about the intuition, too, here with that high priestess to kind of solidify, you know, you get that gut feeling with the high priestess, and something about that, it feels right. Let's see, the high priestess, please. Death energy, Scorpio on the table. Major transformations, you know, representing the death, obviously, not necessarily the ending of a life. It can be the ending of a thought pattern, the ending of a job, and starting a new job, whatever it is. It's huge. It's like this person will never be the same after this. It's a massive transformation. The King of Coins is on the bottom of the deck, so that's financial security and stability. King of Pentacles has all of the resources available that he could ever possibly need. Is the exact stark opposite of Five of Pentacles energy. So one foot in front of the next. Knight of Pentacles for Aquarius. Thank you, Spirit. King of Cups. Interesting. It came on its side. I'm going to put it in the upright, but it did hit like this. And we have the Two of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So this is also came through in Capricorn's reading. So you could have Capricorn in your chart, Aquarius, but something about balancing emotions here, balancing something emotionally, which is an inside job, right? Because the Two of Pentacles it's a juggling energy. There's a lot going on. You see the waves up and down, and it's like the emotional waves sometimes are high, sometimes are low, and maybe things are starting to balance out. Temperance again. Let's clarify the Temperance again. She's here twice. So interesting. You opened up with the prayer, and we have the Temperance, which is an angel, twice. Page of Cups. Bring me back to that Six of Cups that we saw earlier, which is that childlike innocence, right? The purity of connection. It's a child, it's a page, right? So starting small, but reawakening something that's been long dormant, perhaps. Death energy, right? Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck. It's reason to celebrate. This is getting together with people you haven't seen in a while and celebrating something. So there's reason here to celebrate, a reclamation of one's heart energy. Emperor. I feel like he's the same as the King of Swords directly next to him, but let's clarify them separately, I guess. Clarify the Emperor, please, for Aquarius. Okay, something flipped in the deck. There it is. Five of Wands. And it came out with the Nine of Swords. So there could be a whole lot of competition here. Ten of Cups on the bottom of the decks. Happiness with other humans, right? This is emotional bliss. But Five of Wands with the Nine of Swords, it's a lot of fights or competition here. And it's really stressing someone out there. But we're clarifying the boss of the deck. So who's going to win the competition, you know? King of Swords is next. Clarify the King of Swords. Thank you. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Nine of Wands in the reverse. So it's wounded warrior energy. Somebody, I'll put it in the upright so you can see, is bandaged here in a defensive stance, protecting their castle, but it's somebody who's guarded, right? It came out in the reverse, so maybe somebody is dropping their guard in order to move forward, and just kind of like, I want to say, throwing caution to the wind a little bit, like, I mean, we're clarifying the King of Swords. He has a sword raised. He's very decided on something. Knight of Swords under that. So communication and forward movement. The Chariot is major arcana for the sign of Cancer. I like it, Aquarius. Hope it resonated. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you like the way I read the cards, hit the subscribe button too. It'd be very helpful. Thank you so much. We have step out of your comfort zone, North Node energy, and communication is key. No freaking way. Those were the two cards that came out for Capricorn. So you might, if you're a sun sign Aquarius, you might have Capricorn as your Mercury and or Venus placement. That's pretty cool. All right, couple of cards from Angels and Ancestors for Aquarius. Thank you, Spirit. If you'd like a private reading with me, the information on how to contact me is in the description box. If you'd like to donate to my channel, I have a link in the description box. We have Spring. See your seeds grow. Were we not talking about how the land had to be plowed first before we plant that seed? And now, boom, baby. See your seeds growing. Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. That brings me right over here to this High Priestess energy. All right. Some Hidden Truth Oracle for Aquarius. Okay. I am so attracted to you and I want to be more than friends. Couple of cards from Oracle of the Seven Energies for Aquarius. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Wish upon a star. So clearly you're the star card in the tarot. If you don't know, now you know. So make a wish. And we also have the Storyteller, which is not about telling lies. This is about literally, like, do you have a book that needs to be written or something? Like sitting around a campfire telling stories? What is this? I don't know. Somebody out there has some creative, artistic expression begging to be written, apparently. All right, let's get some charms. There's like a couple up in the top. It's an acorn, which of course is a seed. So I just had to show you. And we also have, let's see, we have a bunch. Jeez. Okay. This one's caught on the tail of a golden kitty cat. So that, the golden cat, always reminds me of good luck, and it's a little high-heeled shoe. So that makes me think of getting dressed up and celebrating something. So maybe you have reason to celebrate. We have the moon and the sun, little metallic tarot cards coming out together, which is masculine, feminine energy right there. The moon obviously reflects the light of the sun. We have a little cowboy boot with a spur. So we saw a high heel shoe and now we're seeing a boot. We have a Santa Claus. Makes me think of Capricorn season, which is, you know, obviously winter, Christmas, whatever. Winter solstice is what I celebrate. But here we have Paris with a little Eiffel Tower. We have, I think that came out in Capricorns as well, a swan. So look up the totem meaning behind swan. We have this little spinning top. Do they call them a dreidel? I don't know. I don't know. All right. Anyway, maybe you know. You can let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Let's get some dolphins. Okay, these are my little dolphin cards. They're decades old and well loved. We have Essence, Sunshine on the Water, Nurturing the Young, and Splash. Okay, Animal Oracle card. Oh, that was fast. If it's the same one as Capricorn, I'm going to freak out, but it's not. Okay. Coyote, revealer of truth. Don't think, all right, excuse me. Let me start over. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. Didn't we just see something about play in the dolphin cards too? All right, let's get a blessing for Aquarius before we close out this reading. Thank you, Spirit. A blessing on a home. Hallelujah. Everybody needs good shelter, right? We have a blessing on a resolution. A blessing from your ancestors. A blessing for good work. That's the Eight of Pentacles here with the Six of Wands. This is literally somebody at work getting recognized for a job well done. So well done. We have a blessing on your wisdom, which is that Hermit card that came out for the Four of Cups, alchemizing out of that, let's just say mid. That's what the kids say these days, right? The energy. And then we have a blessing for unity where once there was division. And that is what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope something was helpful in this reading. Until next time, take it easy. Bye.